So, today I will talk about three main reasons why China stocks are the next big thing from 2021 onwards. So, this will be addressed at the later part of the stream. So, there are few things that you probably didn't know, and now you're going to know after watching this short stream. By the way, Happy New Year to all of you guys. In Singapore, right now is 2 a.m. So I know what you're thinking. Dude, I have seen so many videos online about random trading gurus giving advices. So how do I know who to believe? So actually, it's quite straightforward. So as what the wise one Buddha said 2,600 years ago, right? Ehi pasiko. So in Pali it means come and see, come and investigate. So it means do not easily believe, accept things based on what someone said. Always come and investigate and see and witness for yourself. So similarly, do not easily accept things based on what some popular celebrity or I myself say. Always have an investigative mind. Come and see, and you know, come and see and witness his past track record, his stats. Look at his past videos, whether it makes sense or not, before you determine whether whatever he's trying to say makes sense or not. So, having said that, right, I would like to do a quick recap of my past last prediction video before I go and explain further for my December prediction. And last part of stream is of course going through the main three reasons why we should buy China stocks and how. Let's watch at the previous video. Story short. Long story short. Oil, Bitcoin, SPX, they are all going to crash. So that was a live stream I did, mark my words, in March, before the market crash.
A few moments later.
So you can see that after I do the live stream in March, everything is timestamped in the YouTube 4th March live stream. After which the market crashed for US oil, SPX, Bitcoin, and that is how most of you guys get to know me based on my prediction. There's only 4 prediction, and let's fast forward to look at the stats from the last video until now. So the stats we have on in November, as you can see, right, was 14.5%, 47.23%. So cumulatively, right, if you look closely, because it's a cumulative factor, so it's 93% 14 months. So what is our stats today? So let's go back to eToro. Click stats. So just now was 14% November, right? So today, cumulatively, you'll notice that our stats is now 26% for November and 26.95% for December. So which means in terms of cumulative amount, instead of the 93%, we have 1.317 times 2.0728, because it's cumulative, which means my gain as of December is 172%. So this is the stats. And how I actually achieve this, right, is through you look at my portfolio, right, is okay, let me give a brief breakdown of how I managed to achieve this. So if you notice, it consists of crypto, REITs, gaming, and some defensive stock like McDonald's, Kimberly-Clark, as well as Johnson & Johnson. And actually the main reason why I earned so much during December and November is because of this. The prediction I make over the past few weeks in December. So on 18th of December 2020, everything is timestamp, 12:34 a.m. So I actually predicted that Tesla is going to crash up to 20% before the next big bull rally. So you just go back to my feed, everything you can refer back accordingly. So what happened was, after I predicted this, I actually enter the trade accordingly. But I actually exit early and achieved 23% gain with using a 5 times leverage of that amount. So that's one of the big trade I achieved. Another few big trades are on 19th of December 2020, 10:52 p.m. SG timing. So I thought about the possible impending crash of oil before bull run. But unfortunately, it was not a crash. It was just a bear rally, a short-term bear rally before it crashed. So go back to feed, everything is black and white. So I actually achieved 51%, 90%, as well as another 19% gain in oil. So all in all this contributed to the gains we had so far over here. So this is a short summary of how I achieved the gains so far. So let's move on to the main point of this whole stream. The main part is, what are the main 3 reasons why China's stocks, right, are the next big thing from 2021 onwards. First, let's talk about the GDP. If you look at the Wikipedia, the report from PricewaterhouseCoopers, one of the big 4 company, by 2030, right, the GDP of China will actually overtake United States. By 2050, it will surpass United States by at least 20%. Do you know the importance of this? Do you have any idea of what this translates in terms of the stock market price? Let's put this in simple terms. When we talk about GDP increasing, right? When GDP increase, right, it's normal to say that corporate earnings will increase too, which make it very bullish for all the stocks. Okay? The inverse occurs when GDP falls. When GDP falls, it will lead to less spending by the businesses and consumer, which drive the market lower. So meaning to say, it's very objective to say that in terms of GDP projection by renowned PricewaterhouseCoopers, not only PwC, there's other research actually shows similar results. We are safe to say that in terms of future indices, equities, stocks, China will overtake United States in a matter of years. This is point number 1. Let's talk about point number 2. You know, some people mention about the bull market is more or less over because look at the big drive, maybe there's it's overpriced, those kind of stuff. But take a step back. Do you know that if you look at the past 85 years, okay, look at the past 85 years since 1935, we actually just started the bull market. We just started. Okay, let me explain in words so that you guys will understand what I meant. If you look at this, right, it's kind of like the weather whereby there are seasons and cycles. Now, if you take a look at the last 85 years since 1935, you can notice that there are let me see if I can load this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 bear markets, 5, 6, 7 bear markets, including the 2018 trade war. There will be 8, including the recent February COVID-19 pandemic. There will be 9. So in total, there are actually 7 plus 2, 9 bear markets. So what does this mean? Out of the 9 markets in 85 years, roughly there will be one every 9 years, correct? If you add them all up, 91% of the time, right, is actually bull market. Remember, after every bear market, it will be a bull market. The bull market begins. So how long? It varies. And the bull market has just begun. Just begun in March. So how long does it take? Last was 9.3 years, 5.1, 12.8, 12.8. The shortest is 2.5. So bearing in mind that it just started in March, it probably will last all the way to next year, even the following year. So with that in mind, okay, with that in mind, we should always be mindful that for every chance we can buy, the stocks, be it the China stocks, SPX, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, equities, be selective, and you can actually grow your account very easily. Okay, it doesn't take a genius, honestly. So the third reason why China stocks are the next big thing, right, is because, simply put it, stocks are the most attractive versus the others. What do I mean by this? It's actually one of the most profitable game in town. In fact, it's the only profitable game in town. Because if you understand what I meant, right? Now with Federal Reserve keeping interest rate like near zero, and they say that they are going to do that for at least 2 years at zero interest rate, okay? Plus, they say that they're going to allow inflation to run above 2%. Above 2%, guys, for the next 2 years. So what does it mean? It means that if you are holding cash, let's assume it's 2.5% inflation. Okay, you're holding cash. It will be, in 20 years, right, your cash value will inflate to 63.86%. So it means you lose 63.86% of its cash value. So put this into perspective. Let's say the cost of a Big Mac is $10 today. It will cost you $16 and more 20 years down the road. Which means whatever you have, right, you'll lose 63% or more. We are being conservative to assume it's just 2.5%. It could be more, okay? So, another thing to bear in mind about is bonds. Why? What else can you put your money in? The another option is bonds. Bonds represent the risk-free rate. Okay, if you look at the 10-year Treasury yield, which is the interest rate paid by the 10-year government bond, they are actually currently at 0.65%. 0.65%. Okay, so does it make sense for you to buy bonds? Obviously no. Inflation rate is going to be 2% and more. So assuming it's 2.5%, on average, if you buy bonds, you're effectively losing 1.85% every year. So it doesn't take a genius to know if holding cash is one of the worst investment, buying bonds is the second worst investment. So what else do we have? Obviously, stocks is the best investment for right now. There's no other options at all right now. Unless you're talking about real estate, but that's out of the topic. Okay, so which means, how are we going to trade the stocks indexes? Let me give you an example. Okay, look at the SPX, right? The daily chart for SPX. We talk about SPX first before we talk about China indexes. So it's actually very easy. Always buy. Don't buy when it was right at a high here. Always wait for price action to retrace itself before you buy. Okay? Just think of it. Never chase the girl. Let the girl run into your arms. So wait for price action at least to retrace to a moving average and you buy it up. For this case, up, retrace the moving average, buy. Retrace the moving average, buy. Retrace the moving average, you buy. Buy. Always wait for a right retracement and just buy. Don't buy at the top. Okay? This is a very simplified way of putting it. Obviously, there's more into how I look at the chart and how I find pick in terms of the what stocks should I look at. Like for China, I look at Tencent, Alibaba, Meituan, VIT, those kind of stuff. And maybe for US stocks, I look at in fact XPX, right? Most of it constitutes mainly MAG. They call it the MAGAF. MAGAF. Okay? Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, and Facebook. The whole major percentage is usually taken up by these 5 main companies. So these 5 main companies are actually the economic mode of the whole SPX. So that's the reason why you just need to find pick, buy at the intrinsic value whereby it's undervalued. Wait for technical terms to buy it, then it will make more sense for you to capture the move and exit accordingly. How am I going to put this in simpler terms? So first thing, you must identify that we are in an uptrend. The second thing is you must know when to buy it. So one easy way to determine when to buy it is wait for price action at least to retrace to a clear moving average. This is a very simplified manner to purchase stocks. Obviously, there's more complexity in how I look at chart, but if I drill down into that will probably take me few weeks. In this stream, it's not possible. So for the sake of time, I'm going to explain in a very simplified manner of how one should trade. So if you're interested to know more about my prediction and stuff, right, refer to my description, the YouTube description, to join my private Telegram group. Line me at AlphaSmith. But for now, I guess I'm going to give you a short glimpse of how simple is it to do trading. So just picture this. In the simple manner of technical trading, you know that this was a past support and breakout, past resistance and breakout, and now the breakout zone has become a new support that has been tested. So one zone to look out for is actually this zone, right? It's very straightforward. So in the event where price action were to retrace to this level and confluence with the MA, that is a zone for you to potentially put the order. And always when you put the order, set a realistic stop. Okay? You don't want to be in instances whereby in the event you're wrong, you're going to jeopardize your whole account. That should not be the way of trading. Trading is a game it's more like a poker. So if you know the probability of you winning is maybe 40%, all you need to win, you just need a risk reward of 1.7 and above, is good enough. Okay, so for instance, always wait for opportunity where you retrace. For every opportunity, just do it. A reasonable stop and a reasonable profit, and exit when more or less you realize the price action is losing G's in pushing it up further. So this is a very simplified manner in trading. So the reason why I look at 399310, which is the CNI A50 index, is actually the China A50 index, stock market index that track the top 50 companies in China based on company size and liquidity. So meaning to say, this is a very good reference point of why one should invest in this, because that make out of the China company, as what my stream already suggested. China is the next big thing based on the 3 reasons I talked about. So similarly of how I explained for SPX, whenever there's opportunity to buy, always look for price action whereby it retraces to some kind of MA confluence, as what I mentioned. the very simplified manner, where is the last support being break? Why is the last resistance being broken out? This is the last support resistance now becomes support. So in the event if you were to retrace to this level again, just buy it. It's very simple. So it doesn't take a genius to know how to earn money in this kind of bull market. Unless you really suck, there's no way for you to really lose. Yeah. So the only way you will lose in this market is if our hypothesis is wrong, which means the bull market is over and it decided to crash. That is the only chance that you will lose big. But even so, right, the reason you won't lose much because you actually cut loss. So in terms of so much of the probability, in terms of there are 3 reasons, and the fact of some technicals confluence. If you do this every time like this, you're gonna win quite systematically for the next 1 year or 2 years, because you have to bear in mind that the bull market has just started. Okay, so I think I've gone through a lot of different parts, but if you think you have benefited from this stream, right, please help me slap the like button, subscribe and turn on bell notification. If you have the desire to know about my future prediction, be it the Baba, how did I enter Baba, not about Amazon, not Baba, Alibaba. Okay, Alibaba, right? Do you know how I managed to enter Alibaba at this price? Where is Alibaba? Do you know that I actually entered Alibaba at this price? No one expected me to enter at this price. So if you want to know things of how I drill down into details, I can't really explain in this stream because that will take me months or weeks to explain the whole thought process in price action of how I actually enter at this kind of price. Everything is in eToro. If you want to backtrack of how I enter, of all this kind of stuff, right? Refer to the description. Line me at FRSmurf for my private Telegram group. With that, right, Happy New Year. Hope we will be back to usual life. Till then, be safe and stay strong. Okay? Thank you guys. Bye.